Never miss an issue and save 60% off the cover price. Subscribe at pelotonmagazine.com.
Hit me!
Generals gathered in their masses.
Get out of the way!
Just like witches at black masses.
Get out the way, bitch! Get out of the way!
It's July. While for many riders that means it's tour time, here at Peloton, July means it's time to continue our campaign for a pro rider filter button on Strava. And that means it was time to dust off Mr.H and steal some Strava KOMs from professional riders. It takes an enormous amount of planning, time, and training to get ready for these attempts. And when we met with Mr.H this spring to create our plan of attack, it was a short meeting. Mr.H said a single word: Spartacus. Then he went for a bike ride. Luckily, we knew what he meant, so we packed up a Trek Domane Classics Edition and booked Mr.H a plane ticket to Belgium for some training and inspiration. Mr.H rode the fabled cobblestones of Belgium for a solid week, putting his Trek Domane Classics Edition through its paces over the same roads Spartacus used to create his legendary reputation. The Domane Classics Edition features a marriage of race-ready, aggressive geometry with the incredible smoothness of the ISO-speed decoupler, doubling the bike's vertical compliance so Mr.H could deliver his prodigious power over the worst cobblestones. Bontrager Aeolus carbon clinchers provided ride quality and aero advantage up to the challenge of big power numbers and nasty roads. Perhaps more important than even the training was Mr.H's pilgrimage to the Tour of Flanders Museum in Oudenaarde, where he paid his respects to Fabian Cancellara. Fit and inspired, it was back to California for Mr.H, where he decided the time was right to take a KOM from one of Fabian's teammates and another man that prefers to race the Trek Domane, Jasper Stuyven. He's a former world junior champion and at just 22 years old and over 6 feet tall, has the kind of power and potential that could make him Fabian's heir apparent over the cobbles. But does he have the kind of power to hold off Mr.H? San Ynez, California is a hotbed for pro training camps and even featured in the 2014 Tour of California. The segment is called Foxen Canyon Wall, and Jasper averaged 16.9 miles per hour up the half-mile climb with an average gradient of 8%. He rolled into the climb at almost 40 miles per hour and averaged 601 watts to knock it off in 1:38. Those kind of numbers are Mr.H's bread and butter. Mr.H's effort on the segment was surprisingly steady. He averaged 668 watts, with peak watts of 841 to knock 10 seconds off Jasper's time, setting the new KOM at 1:28, averaging 18.8 miles per hour on the 8% slopes. Jasper, feel free to try and get it back anytime. Maybe Fabian can lead you out. Until then, the pros have one less KOM on Strava. And Strava, you know what we want: a pro filter button. We love seeing what the pros can do as much as the next guy, but when climbs like the Foxen Wall have been strafed by the Tour of California field, a pro filter button is mandatory. Until we get it, we'll keep Mr.H busy.
For the complete digital subscriber experience, download the free Peloton app from the App Store.